Hello and welcome back to Night Call. So, we witnessed Hervé, our homeless friend, doing some kind of dodgy shit last episode. And then we had an altercation with ourself. Don't ask. Either way, we haven't really gotten many hard-hitting clues. Let's pick up this lady as she's near. And yeah, we haven't met the lawyer at all this time, which is a bit odd. Okay, she needs to go to St. Owen, that's fine. Your next passenger does not simply get in, she throws herself in. Okay, what are you doing with your hands there, lady? If that's sign language, I don't speak it. Energetic, lively, chatty, she looks like she never stops. So my mind is still on the policeman bloke, but Hervé was being a bit weird, so now everything's going a bit... She gives you her address and heaves a big sigh. You start driving. How's your evening going? I'm assuming she's a fast talker. You are surprised by your passenger's bright disposition. She is cheerful, positive, but you can tell that something's not quite right. It's going. Wonderfully, wonderful. She shrugs. You see a troubled look in her eye. You're not doing too well, are you? It's just... And the movie I just saw really got to me. She lowers her eyes. Not the movie exactly, it's not really about the movie actually. You know, when you read a book for school and you think it's really boring, but then, like, bit by bit, the book slowly seeps into your brain and turns your world upside down. She clearly hopes to get a reaction out of you. Yeah, I know what you mean. She grins at you. Ah, see, I knew I wasn't the only one. Anyway, I just saw this movie. She pauses and looks down. Okay, I saw 4 movies today, but this one really got to me, even though it's super old. See, the main character is investigating this crime, and the world is overpopulated. In a softer voice, she adds, "Shit, I sound like my social studies teacher, so it's gotten really hard to stay alive and all." And then the guy discovers that the weird food that everyone's been eating, well, it's people. Oh, it's Soylent Green. Good old Soylent Green. They're recycling people. And I don't really know why, but it really freaked me out. I'm not saying we eat people, right? It's just that, well, it makes you think. Do we really want to put kids into this world if they might have to eat each other? Her eyes tear up. She looks outside and remains silent for a moment. Aren't you a little young for that? You want kids? Was it a good movie? I say you want kids, I think. I think so. I mean, I thought it was a given. I'd already chosen the names I'd given. She suddenly takes on a nasal tone as if she were imitating someone. You meet someone, you have kids, you raise them, you die. That's what life's all about. But man, after that movie, ugh, I just don't know anymore. Making babies that'll have to eat old people seems less than ideal. Maybe I'm just exaggerating. In the future we'll have found the solution to world hunger. I don't think it's going to be like a solution to world hunger. I think we'll have to adapt. Probably be more plant-based. Because that's, you know, sustainable. But, hey-ho, who knows? Maybe we will just eat old people. Her voice sounds cheerful again. Some laser that will make veggies and fruit bigger. There'll be strawberries the size of your taxi. And we'll invite our friends over to eat fries the size of mattresses. She bursts out laughing. That'd be insane. Like huge oil freighters filled to the brim with gigantic blueberries. Honestly, in a future like that, I'd totally have kids. Her level of excitement suddenly drops. She turns her focus outside. Silence fills the cab. My dad just had a new daughter a few days ago with his new wife. And I mean, I don't know. I can't seem to like her. She's only a baby. It's really not cool of me. It's very, very common, actually. I just think it would be better if she weren't here. The young woman's building appears in the distance. You live with your dad? Yeah. That seemed to put an end to the conversation. It's normal. Your young passenger gives you a heartwarming look. Yeah, maybe. It's just that... Shit, how stupid of me to think that. But I can't stop myself. You park the cab, letting the motor run. Well, thanks. She pays her fare and gets out. Halfway between the car and the building, she turns back. It's made out of people! Out of people! She gives you a big wave and disappears into the lobby of her building. Well, she was awesome. Fucking Soylent Green. Oh, it's Santa Claus. Any... Was that they're in a fencing tournament? Let's go with that. No, that guy's just too close to the camera. Let's go just pick up Santa Claus. Keep seeing him. There he is, Santa. The Champs-Élysées, I think. Yeah. Your next passenger smells like beer. No, it's even worse. It's like every single fibre of his Santa suit has been soaking in a keg. Come on, dash away! His breath is 96% brandy. Your eyes are starting to sting. I parked somewhere near the Champs-Élysées. On... shit. Maybe the street is... His head is spinning, and he does his best to hang on to the door. Impossible. It'll come back to me. Go ahead, drive. You start driving, and suddenly wonder how to ask your passenger if he has enough money to cover the fare. You glance back at your passenger. He's mumbling to himself, but you can't quite make out what he's saying. Christmas is over, so why is he still dressed up? You have a nice evening? Oh, fabulous. A smile spreads across his face. And I really needed it. He lowers his voice. He's confiding in you. After working my arse off all year long, I like to hit my favourite pubs. I get monumentally wasted. He guffaws. Here in Paris, there's a bunch of bistros perfect for just such an occasion. No one talks to you, and they have white wine so dry it eats away at the inside of your mouth. Now that is my kind of wine. So many different types of brandy. Pear brandy, cognac. He closes his eyes in delight. Sometimes I order just one eeny weeny beer. Cleanse the palate. He's almost whispering. Okay. It's usually not one of them fancy microbrews there. He jumps. Oops, but don't tell anyone, okay? Just imagine if people found out Santa Claus thought the beer here tasted like piss. He laughs a sparkling laugh. When he stops, it's just to throw out non-committally. Anyway, you can't say anything anymore. Honestly, with all the trouble I go to, people should just leave me the fuck alone. All those fair weather activists, they still want their little snot-nosed miracles to get the latest stupid toy. Oh, hey, speaking of snot-nosed kids, what is it with this manure pile of a new generation? 50 years back, you'd give a kid a book and he'd go on about it his whole life all starry-eyed. But today's little whiners, what an eyesore. Fucking hell. Jesus, Santa's cursing up a storm over here. It's foul-mouthed Santa. They want to have it all, but they don't like anything. They all have GSMs when they're 8. Those things cost a whole month's wages. How could he possibly make them happy after that? Ow. He's staring at you, waiting for you to answer. No idea. He raises his hand. At least, you're honest enough to say you don't know. And I appreciate your honesty. Can you tell me... You heard anything about the judge? Yeah, by the way, I saw a man killing another man down this street. He looked like an old policeman. He closes his eyes, like he's taking a moment's rest. You want me to tell you what they really want? What kids these days want are machine guns and dolls whose hair you can fix. He seems to have calmed down for a second, but it was just an illusion. Speaking of which, both girls and boys like those dolls whose hair you can fix. Oh, we're going to get into gender politics now. He twitches his moustache in silence. Back when I still made toys for kids, I could tell you they couldn't care less about them. Couldn't give a damn. They just wanted to have fun, play, laugh, and forget that their parents were losers. He leans over to you, rife with anger. Fuck, that's the real problem, I'm telling you. Parents are losers. Idiots. Putting kids into this world, those guys haven't got a clue. Am I right or am I right? I mean, have you seen the state of the ice cap these days? It's just ping-ponging between different issues here, dude. Have you, Because there's not much of it left. He pauses. No, I can't say it's all bad. I don't have as many polar bears coming into my yard. Damn nasty beasts. Vicious. Mean. Not sad to be rid of them. So, are you in the actual Santa? Is that where this is going? I mean, we've had ghosts, we've had demon hunters, we've had myself, so I guess actual Santa isn't too far out, is it? He is alongside through his beard. I thought things were different. Tears form at the corner of his eyes. Shit, I can't talk about the past without crying like a little girl. He throws you a sideways glance. No need to stare. You don't even have the time to react, and he starts back into his rant. Oh god, my poor throat. I need to take a drink before I voice Santa anymore. There we go. I remember you, you know. To tell the truth, I remember everyone. Every single person. You were an angry one. So terribly angry. And your letters, your handwriting, holy fuck were they hell to decipher. Don't worry though, the elves handle that for me. You could hear a hint of disgust in his voice when he brought up the elves. Otherwise I wouldn't have time to do nothing. Yeah, you were just furious. It's like someone punched you in the stomach. Your brother was giving you hell. Someone wrenching your gut. Man, what an... He suddenly thinks of something and stops talking. His gaze wanders outside. Yeah, anyway, let's talk about something else. How do you know all that? You still don't get who I am? You stare at him in the rearview mirror. Look, kid, I'm not going to spell it out for you. But something tells me you'd rather avoid the subject. A little something called jail. Another punch to the stomach. So there's your Christmas present. We're not going to talk about it. He smiles, opens his eyes wide. Wait, I think we're almost there. Slow it down a bit, kid. He searches outside for... What are we looking for? We're looking for my sleigh, kid. What else? He looks at you with pity. It shouldn't be too hard to spot. There's the sleigh and a couple half dozen reindeer. He heaves a funny sigh. I'm sure it's like in an alleyway somewhere. Oh, right over there. Turn right. You obey and go up at the street you were on a few seconds before. A few meters down, your passenger stifles a yelp. Oh shit, it was right here. Drive around the block. You turn again. In back, your passenger is mumbling. That's fine, get one of those thingamajiggies GPSs. Help me find my sleigh more easily. You eventually pull over in an alley. No light, a few empty office buildings, and some trash cans that haven't been emptied for days. Kid, sorry about before. I didn't mean, to bring up any sore points. He pays his fare. Watch your back, kid. He gets out and slams the door. He slips on the wet sidewalk, grabs onto a street lamp with a heavy and awkward step. He clumps along the alley. Stay. You sit for a moment, watching him. At the end of the alleyway, he starts rummaging through a pile of boxes, pushes a trash can on wheels aside, and disappears. A few minutes go by, and nothing. You turn the key and start driving again. You open the window for a second, hoping to get rid of the alcohol fumes. Something tells you they'll stick around for a while. Oh man, I wanted to see Santa in his sleigh. Anyone important? No. Let's go with this robot-faced man. See if that's a communique from the future again. From a ground floor window you can hear a baby whining. Your heart goes out to the parents. Oh, I'm almost out of juice. Oh, going to Ada level 426. I'm going to Gare Montparnasse. Are they actually a robot? The person who gets into your cab is, well, she isn't human. Okay, now things are getting uncomfortably weird. Her face lights up and gives you quite a start. Good evening, my name is Ada. I am an automated attendant. Good evening, Ada. It is a pleasure to meet you. You are a cab driver, and I need to go somewhere. Will you please take me to Gare Montparnasse? You give a slow nod of consent. Good, that's settled. So I'd like to go to Gare Montparnasse, please. You start the car, casting the occasional furtive glance into the rearview mirror. There's something about her attitude that's bothering you. Perhaps it's her oversized fingers bending every which way. You seem disconcerted, sir. How very unfortunate. Is there anything I can do to make you more comfortable? You don't even know exactly where to look. Her screen? The face in her screen? Her hands? Ask where she's from. Where were you built? Designed. She automatically completes your sentence. Forgive me, please. I have the unfortunate habit of cutting people off. A flash on her screen seems to indicate she's sorry. I was designed and programmed at the Marie Curie Institute by a team of researchers of diverse cultural and ethical backgrounds, including... She starts reading off a list of names of people you've never heard of. The list is in alphabetical order. Let her finish. When she's done with her list, a full 60 seconds later, you can feel your eyelids starting to droop. That sure is a lot of people. And I think highly of each and every one of them. They are all experts in their respective fields. You stifle a yawn. I'm sure they are. Except for two who spend far too much time in the storeroom. But I would rather not reveal their names, because my senses tell me they are having extramarital sex. Oh, right, okay. Let's just call them Matthias R. and Megan H. A moment later, your passenger switched into introduction mode. My name is Ada, named after Ada Lovelace, and I am programmed to help you. Her voice trails off, as if she were actually hesitant. Although, after a momentary confusion of beeping and flickering, she sits bolt upright. That's all. That's why I'm going to Montparnasse. Why are you going to Montparnasse? I was just wondering, why am I going to I don't know how to pronounce it. It's going to Gare Montparnasse? Parnasse? I don't know. She stops short, aware she's cut you off again. I'm sorry. I'll have to adjust my behaviour to make sure it doesn't happen again. A car goes zooming past. Your passenger follows it with her eyes. The rear wheels need new brake pads. She swivels back around and looks at you. I'm going to Montparnasse to carry out an experiment. To improve my integrated development environment. I was just wondering, why are you... why did that just repeat? There we go. Sudden change comes over your passenger, as if she were giving up. I'm lying. I am Ada, and I am an automatic attendant, but I'm running away. I'm going someplace far away, far from the lab, far from Matthias and Megan. A hint of emotion in her automated voice. She breaks off. I am treated well. I am a carefully designed precision device, and yet I don't know what my end purpose is. End purpose? That's right, my raison d'etre, if you prefer. When they designed me, my source code was written to include literature. Emilia Zola, Virginia Woolf, Isaac Asimov, Max Gallo, Marguerite Yourcenar. A bit of everything so I could develop a sense of cultural belonging, but also learn from the past and fine-tune my reactions. The thing is, learning from the past inevitably opens a window into the future. I am an automated attendant designed to improve people's lives. The truth is, however, I will eventually destroy them. What do you mean by destroy them? Your passenger smiles, perhaps amused or simply happy to talk. We were designed to help you, to eliminate the boredom and inconvenience of certain tasks, the work that deadens you. And yet, our existence and popularity is calling into question your very existence. I'm talking about you, the cab drivers, garbage collectors, architects, musicians, cashiers, programmers, politicians. We will make anyone who produces anything obsolete, useless, redundant. Only the independently wealthy and the billionaires will remain. Imagine having slaves that don't need to be fed and trained. You took history classes, didn't you? Yeah, that's like one of the ongoing issues with automation. It's supposed to be designed so that when the labour it replaces can essentially live a comfortable lifestyle without having to labour. But the thing is, no one's going to pay people to not labour, so they end up being replaced and then screwed. Like, I can't remember who it was, but like one of the original visionaries of automation by robots was that it would be like a utopia where people didn't have to work because they could have robots to work and they could live out their days doing, you know, like art and music and literature and cultural things. But with the society the way it is today, it's unlikely that that will happen. Either way, I'm going to leave it on that note for today, and we will pick up with more Nightcall next episode. So thank you very much for watching. If you like my content, please do check out my other videos, and if you do, I will see you there. Goodbye.